This mod right here is DLC quality. This could be something that I would happily pay money for, and I would highly recommend always providing, if you can, to the modders themselves that create and give a lot of life into this game. The mod in question is the Old Realms mod by Chaos Robbie, who has done a fantastic job here. And what we see here, this is Throt's start location, and I just want to show that this is the 8 circles of Hell Pit. And it is super duper cool looking, but if we go ahead and take off Fog of War and just generally have a look around, there is so much of the map that has changed, and it is super duper cool to see. Old World is obviously a scoped in variant of the world we know as it is within Warhammer Fantasy. There's a lot more factions, or a lot more random factions, should I say. For example, we've got the Borden Coven vampire counts. So they've added tons of new minor factions into the game, and you do need Mixus to work with this mod. But I also just want to showcase something really awesome as well when it comes to the likes of the Dowie. The Dwarves as well, this is kind of 8 peaks. There's quite literally 8 peaks here, and this is the way that it fundamentally functions. There's a lot more settlements to it. And I honestly was so unbelievably impressed with this. We streamed it live, not that long ago, maybe yesterday, the day before, where I had that really random 10-second video where I accidentally went live for a bit. But people still watching it, I'm not sure how. But yeah, you can see there's so many new things into this one. And if you confederate Karakern, you own the majority of the Black Mountains. But there's a total of 660 settlements. And I honestly am so impressed with everything they've changed here. They've made the map have so much more life into it, especially adding a ton of factions. I mean, this is almost like the Immortal Empire expanded as well. There's a ton of new cool things in it, and the settlements, although very far apart from each other, it doesn't seem like too much of a hassle, especially because of the fact that there's just so many cool things involved in this map. And there are a few factions that, or a few legendary lords, that aren't in the map. For example, Albion is basically the new Thunderdome. If we go have a look over here, you have the likes of Manfred, you've got Grimgor, you got Wolfheart, Nikari, you got Malice, you got a well and truly Rambo over the side as well. You well and truly do have a little bit of the Thunderdome here, especially since you've got Bellicor here as well. And, I mean, this is all backed up with lore reasons as well. On Albion, there was a greenskin tribe, so it makes sense why Grimgor's there. So if you were to look at some old world stuff, you'd see that this is kind of lawful, and the map has been built according to, or as much according to the lore as you can do. But you can just see that there is just so many cool factions, especially with the Sisters. Oh, by the way, the Sisters of Twilight with the new homing missiles, pretty damn fun with the hooks. But moving on, we can see that we also have the likes of Grombrindle. We were doing a Grombrindle campaign, and if I'm going to be honest, I would argue that this game has gotten a little bit too easy, even on Legendary. The game is definitely starting to get to the point where it's a lot easier, but I had a hard time playing with Grombrindle because I'm in a situation where legitimately everybody hates me, and Boris is not much of an ally because he takes a long time to actually start ramping up, especially since Kislev fundamentally a very strong late-game faction due to their bears, especially with Boris making them really good as well. But this is obviously kind of the Chaos Wasty area in Tut North, as an Englishman would say. And you can see that there's obviously a lot of influence of Norskins and Chaos. Also, you got Tomb Kings here as well. I mean, it's very much a different kind of vacation for Cetra here. You'd expect him to be in the desert, but I mean, as with Cetra and being imperishable, he goes where he pleases and does all sorts of random things here and there. But yeah, we've got Mother Ishtank here. There's a lot of factions. I think in the High Elves, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the only High Elf that is allowed currently is Teclis. And I believe he is situated somewhere in this area, although I'm not 100% certain. But I know Teclis is around the area somewhere. But yeah, there's a couple factions you can't play. But I generally do think this mod is absolutely amazing, and I'd highly recommend checking out. I'm honestly going to be chucking it into the description, so make sure to subscribe to this mod and give it a go, because generally it feels like a new DLC. It feels like you can get a ton of new content out of this and a lot of life out of the game. But just wanted to bring this to everyone's attention because I've had so much fun with this one, and everybody needs to know about this mod because it has been so well made. Thank you so very much for watching. As always, have a wonderful day. And if you like my content, make sure to check out the one on screen now. Thank you so much, guys.